What's up, Lehigh University? If you see my face on your screen right now, you're watching the pilot episode of Lehigh's Wingin' It, a brand new video interview series being written, directed, produced, and hosted by myself, Cameron Osborn, with the help of Lehigh's Mountaintop Film Productions Club. Each episode we will carefully choose a unique member of the Lehigh community to be interviewed on the show. We'll cook up some wings, and I'll serve up some questions so we can learn more about each episode's guest. If it's not clear by now, we're doing a blatant Hot Ones clone. Instead of asking why, I'd much prefer to ask, why not? And with that, I'd like to introduce this episode's guest, Dan Siebern. In my mind, Dan Siebern is the ideal first guest for this show. He loves to talk and has lots to talk about. For starters, Dan is on the exec board for Coffee Club, Cheese Club, and Bike Club. And he also works at all of the design lab locations on campus, including Wilbur Powerhouse and the Mountaintop Wood and Metal Shops. In fact, Dan spent so much time at Mountaintop campus that he was the first student to propose housing on Mountaintop campus under the initial proposal name of Siebern Hall. Look, if that doesn't convince you, hear me out. I'm going on 3 years of living with Dan Siebern. During freshman year, he let me use his bed loft to loft my bed. He then proceeded to play Fortnite underneath it until nearly 3 in the morning on most days. The man was clearly on his grind. And what's more, legend says that Dan Siebern is in the top 0.5% of milk drinkers in the country, somehow rivaling my Kanye West top listener percentage on the last Spotify Wrapped.
Okay, you've heard more than enough from me. I think it's time we get on with this interview so we can hear from the man himself. Wingin' It pilot episode, here we go.
Winging it, baby! So glad to be here. So glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're glad to be here, Dan. We'll see how glad you are in a few wings. Let's break the ice here with the first question.
Let's do it.
Last semester, Cheese Club held a pretty impressive event. Are you able to talk a little bit about what went down for the people who weren't able to make it to the Asa Packer dining room last December?
Of course. So, for those who are not in the know, Cheese Club spent $15,000 on cheese. We had 4 ice sculptures, one of which was a swan with blue light emanating from the base. It was a wonderful event. So many people came out, so many people in fact that we ran out of cheese. We always put on like really, really good events, so the one thing I would tell anybody who might be interested in coming out to one of our events is definitely do. All you have to do is sign in when you get here, and it's just for our metrics. And not for any data tracking, big data, creepy stuff, but...
Of course. Glad Cheese Club is not tracking my personal information. I suppose now I should mention we should have eaten the wing before the question.
Oh, perhaps.
But we'll just eat it now.
What sauce is this?
So this is a jalapeno garlic sauce.
Okay.
First up is the Peppers of Key West jalapeno garlic sauce. Big shout out to civil engineer extraordinaire Tucker Beta for buying this particular bottle for me as a birthday present at the South Bethlehem Oktoberfest event this past fall.
It gets worse from here.
Mm-hmm. Is it so bad?
No. I am, however, quite scared. For anybody watching who thinks we're eating these a little too aggressively, this is dinner, so... Alright.
Cool.
First one down, that's fine.
We'll just move on to the next wing, and then the next question will follow.
Which one is this?
So this is Cholula.
Here we have Cholula, a very popular Mexican hot sauce I first learned about at my local wing place, Marley's Gotham Grill in Hackettstown, New Jersey. My friends and I found that the sauce is so good, it can actually be eaten by itself, unless you're a filthy loft student.
So, on to question 2 while you finish that wing there. Dan, you've landed yourself quite a few e-board positions over the years. I'm here to ask, what's your secret? Are you just a really good networker? Are you a serial flatterer? Or does everyone just love you? Or are they all the same? Dan, tell us a little bit about that.
What's my secret? Well, there were a bunch of clubs on campus that I found myself very much liking over COVID especially. I got very into coffee, very into biking. I suppose when I got back to campus after COVID, I was just like, you know what, I haven't been super involved, so I guess now's the time. And nobody ever set a limit on how many e-board positions I could hold. Full disclosure, I've been trying to get into Cheese Club since it started. So I like to think that it is just my dashing good looks and never-ending charm that landed me those positions.
Of course.
But no, I think it's letting people know that you're interested and just maintaining that interest and willing to to work at making the club better in some way. That's the one thing I'll say to anybody thinking about getting involved. Get involved.
Jeez, and I feel like I'm still feeling the last wing and ready to move on to the next one. We have sriracha here.
What is there to even say about this sriracha sauce? I'd say it's pretty iconic, but I think that'd be an understatement. I've actually gotten into a habit of putting it on my eggs in the morning, which I consider an improvement on my life as a whole.
Good wing. You're good at making wings.
Thank you. All right, on to the next question, Dan.
All right.
So, you're pretty unique in that you've worked at both of Lehigh's Design Labs locations. You've worked at Wilbur Powerhouse and the wood and metal shops at Mountaintop. What is one of the coolest things you've created during your time, whether on shift or during your free time?
That's tough. Anything that I've made that kind of like blends my interests has made me really happy. So there's a piece of wood here, in case the audience can see. It's going to end up being a tray for all of my coffee accoutrement. It's been like a very iterative process of just like laying things out and like seeing what'll look good, but I'm really happy with how it's coming together. So this is definitely like something functional that I really like. But of all the things that I've made over the years, I think the one thing that stands out, it's my desk at home.
Oh.
I got a walnut slab. I surfaced it in the shop, and then I brought it home, finished it up. I welded the base in the shop. It was like a culmination of all of the skills that I had been learning at the time, and the fact that it came out as good as it did made me really, really happy. But a craftsman's work is never done because I realized that I messed up on the height, and now instead of sitting at a desk like this, I sit at a desk like this. So, but definitely one of the prettiest pieces I've worked on. I spent way too much time on making stuff.
Cool. Well, at least you have something to show for it.
There you go.
All right, Dan. Let's get in on this fourth question.
Okay. Which one is this?
This is Tabasco.
Tabasco. I'm sure you're seeing a trend here. By choosing the most popular hot sauces, I'm making this video super awesome and relatable. That way you can say, ooh, I know that one. This video is so much more interesting because I only care about things that have to do with me.
Well, you wipe your fingers there. Let's get on to question number 4. Look, Dan, it's no secret that you're a coffee guy. At this point, you're a coffee guy, right? For the past week, I mean, I've literally seen you using your weird copper thing to brew your coffee every day. As a coffee club representative, what's your favorite way to brew coffee?
Right now, so I have very limited ways to brew coffee right now. Luckily, the weird copper thing, which is, it's a Turkish coffee pot called, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, a jezve, sometimes also called an ibrik. Shout out to Professor Ebru Demir, who gave me, and the whole class, actually, she bought Turkish coffee for all of us. It's a weird way of making coffee. The grounds stay in the cup, and you just have to be careful not to drink too much because or swirl it around or anything, because then you're just drinking grounds, but it makes a really nice cup of coffee. So I think right now, that's my favorite because of how simple it is. Mm-hmm. Maybe that'll change if and when I get an espresso machine, and if I get better at making AeroPress drinks, I guess. Time will tell.
When I drink coffee, I do like to drink the grounds, but
oh, okay.
Don't worry, I don't drink coffee at all. So, all right, Dan, we're getting into things here. We are on.
Big territory.
Wait a second, we're not getting into anything. There's an ad break. I know, right? You didn't know there was an ad break. We're breaking for an ad from Lehigh's Tea Club.
Hey, I'm Jason Lee, president of Lehigh's Tea Club. On behalf of the club, I would like to denounce Dan Siebern's foolish coffee drinking behavior. We would like to discourage the Lehigh community from the consumption of coffee in favor of tea. That being said, please join us in the Steps Lobby next Friday, March 4th at noon for a joint event with Coffee Club.
So, here we are. We're at Wing 5. We're moving on to Ghost Pepper Wing Sauce.
Oh.
What brand does that say?
Melinda's.
Melinda's
Creamy
Ghost
style.
Pepper Creamy Style.
You heard it right the first time. Melinda's creamy style ghost pepper wing sauce. I honestly got this because it was the hottest sauce I could find at the local ShopRite. Here's to hoping Dan is intimidated by the mention of ghost pepper after a string of relatively weaker sauces.
Do we know Scoville on this?
I have no idea.
Damn. I felt it in the back of my throat, and I'm not excited for that.
All right, Dan, moving on to question 5 here.
Okay.
We'll talk about a little bit of mechanical engineering.
Ooh.
As a Mechie undergrad for the past 3.5 years, I'm sure you've had some interesting experiences with professors in the department. Do you have a favorite professor in the department that you like to shout out? And if so, what praises can you say?
That's tough. You know what? I'm gonna split it.
Okay.
This is such a cop-out. I'm gonna split it between 3 professors.
Go right ahead.
2 of which are my current professors, and I promise I'm not doing this just for the grade. So I'm splitting between Edmund Webb, David Angstadt, and the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Best himself. All of them have consistently made class interesting and fun in one way or another. Angstadt tells a bunch of jokes. Love him. Webb is always cheery, always bright, always bubbly, always says the questions are outstanding. He never makes you feel bad about asking a question. And Bill Best, well, he's Bill Best. No, but really, Bill Best is one of the best that the Mechie department has. He's always willing to help. He's always willing to crack a joke, and he always makes 8 o'clock lectures very interesting. So, all of them, absolute thumbs up from me.
Glad to hear you've had some positive experiences. Okay.
The bomb time.
It's time for the bomb. I don't even know what to do with this guy.
So yeah, the bomb. This one has been on nearly every season of Hot Ones. It usually catches my attention the most because of just how brutal it sounds. Shout out to fellow Southside Commons GroupMe participant Asher Hamrick for letting me use some of this sauce for the episode.
If you could put like a little on the plate and just kind of dip the wing, if that makes it easier. That's what I'm thinking. Oh geez, that is so much. If you use a
This
little
looks
bag,
like something I would put in my car. I don't know how that helps me because I just poured a bunch on my plate.
Oh my god, I just thought I was done pouring it and more came out.
No.
So look then, there's many soon-to-be juniors anxiously awaiting the day they have to shop for their own groceries. And,
Oh, shit. Oh,
alright.
ask the question.
There are many soon-to-be juniors anxiously awaiting the day they have to shop for their own groceries and forget to restock on tortillas a few times. As someone who's going on 3 years of having a car on campus, what can you say about the grocery stores in the Bethlehem area? And do you have a favorite? If so, why do they reign supreme?
So Wegmans. Wegmans is my favorite. It's a really great store. Oh, yep, it just hit you. Oh. Wegmans is really good. It's very atmospheric. Prices are a little high. Yo, I can't do last app. There's no way. ShopRite's really good too. They have really good prices and it's a nice place. Wegmans is just over in North Bethlehem. ShopRite is in Freemansburg. Both of them are great. We usually shop like together at ShopRite, and then I'll go to Wegmans. Their chocolate chip cookies, they're so expensive. It's literally $15 for 15 cookies, but they're so good. All their bakery items are incredible. Their cheesecake is the best cheesecake I've ever had. My cat took a bite of it.
Wegmans, give us money. Give us money. This was the biggest plug of all time. Come on.
I just really like Wegmans.
Please, Wegmans. You got one more question. You started the last one, I'll start this one.
And finally, we're at the last dab Triple X. I forgot to film the cinematic close-up panning shot for this one, so I hope you can appreciate my expert video editing skills. Shout out to Design Lab's co-worker and avid League player Tyler Wynn for letting me borrow this sauce.
Tyler Wynn, this is your fault. Answer this question, Dan, for me.
Okay.
Very appropriate question, in fact. Tell us about the milk. What do you find so intriguing about it, and why do you consume so much?
So the milk, I can drink about a gallon in 2 days. I've been drinking milk ever since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, my dad introduced me to it. He drank a lot of milk. It was like, oh, it'll help my bones, it'll make my bones strong, it'll make my teeth strong. So, I just never really grew out of it. It goes great with chocolate, cookies, milk, breakfast. I like milk. I really do. That's the deal with milk.
You know what, Dan? I like milk right now, too.
Excuse me.
I'm getting a call from Ben Zalatin.
Hello?
You're on Hot Ones right now, dude.
Really? Do you feel like you were a good interviewer while you were eating all that Dude, wait, did you guys make it through all the sauces?
Yeah, we did last dab triple X, which is worse than the last dab apparently.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it.
How do we conclude this? We got Ben Zalatin on speakerphone, and this is Lehigh's Wingin' It.
I never agreed to be in this video.
Dan, since you made it all the way through, we'll do a classic Hot Ones finisher, and we'll give you 30 seconds to plug anything you want, whatever you want to do, Dan.
Okay. Join Coffee Club, join Cheese Club, join Bike Club, join Outing Club. Save the polar ice caps, they're melting. I don't want polar bears to swim in the water. Drink coffee, it's really good. Learn to make espresso, it's fun. Buy somebody a donut or something, Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know. It's about all I have to say. It's hard to think.
I'm glad to leave off on that. Thank you for your recommendations. That's the pilot.
There we go.
It's a wrap. I'll see you guys on the next one. And Dan, thanks for coming and being our first guest.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I don't need this bread and drink this milk. Have a nice night, everybody.
We're out.
Hey guys, it's me again. I just wanted to say a few things with regards to the eventual second episode. First of all, this pilot episode took so much work. That being said, in order to make episode 2 worth my while, I think the next guest needs to be a professor. I'm thinking of popular gen ed professors like Gunter, Lysini. I'm also thinking about some of the CS professors I've had in the past. Hassan, Carr, Montella, Spear. I'm talking about you. If you guys have suggestions for who the next guest should be, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.